You're watching Your View.
Thank you for joining us. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends. It is a Wednesday afternoon here on Kaplan and Crew. We are in the 7 Mile Casino studios. 7 Mile Casino. If you love table games, blackjack, poker, other table games. I hope I'm saying this word baccarat right, but I've never played the game. If you love a great environment, smoke-free, awesome restaurant and bar, and the beautiful bay of Chula Vista, 7 Mile Casino is for you. By the way, if you love action, Del Mar reopens tomorrow, Thursday at 2 p.m. First race goes at 2 p.m. tomorrow at Del Mar. And I will just say this about the Del Mar racetrack. Thursday is a 2 p.m. start. Friday is always 4 o'clock Fridays. So, goes a little bit later into the evening because, long summer nights. And then Saturday and Sunday, Del Mar racing at 2 p.m. each day. Unfortunately, given my COVID circumstances, I will not be joining you this week at Del Mar. But while you're at Del Mar, you're going to have a whole lot of fun. You got, Del Margaritas, you got ice cold beer, you've got all the gambling and the fun of horse racing, you got the beautiful people, and this great summer day right on the beach, the Del Mar racetrack. You can visit their website, DMTC, Del Mar Thoroughbred Club, DMTC. Or here's what I do. I actually use the app. I downloaded the mobile app, and I used their mobile app, and that's where I get all of my Del Mar information. So Del Mar reopens tomorrow at 2 p.m. All right, let me bring Grande and the Brown Man into this show, and I want to say something to both of you guys, okay? Yes, it's true. And I've been getting a lot of, very sympathetic tweets and Facebook messages and DMs on Instagram and on Sided. Anytime I'm in a conversation on Sided, people are wishing me well. They're saying, hey, I hope you and your girlfriend both get through this COVID situation. No problem. I'll tell you this right now. When COVID first started, March of 2020, and I say started, I mean, it was already underway, but when we started to get to the realization that we were getting ready to shut down, I'm pretty much convinced Alex had COVID twice and never, ever missed a day of work.
Correct.
Showed up here in the studio when we were all together, sat shoulder to shoulder to Browner, had guests come in the studio, coughed all over them, never missed a day of work.
No, never
Not
coughed
true?
over anybody.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You definitely coughed on me a couple times.
The only one that I exposed was Browner, and
Who didn't get it?
And he's so thin. And at the time, black people weren't getting it.
True.
So he was probably asymptomatic. And a little behind the scenes for the great friends, we're not like the shake hands kind of group. Like we don't hug it out every time we see each other when we used to be in studio. I don't think I've ever touched Scott like in 4 years, to be honest with you. I don't remember the last time I ever like shook your hand. So that table that you're sitting at is a very large table. So I think the only one that I ever even got close to infecting at the time was Browner. And for sure, the guy was asymptomatic. He had it. Scott, I just never got near you. You were safe. You were not in the splash zone, dude.
Yeah.
Don't be telling people I had COVID, man. Don't do that. Don't do that to me.
Do better.
Don't do that.
Be better.
Do better, bro. Do your research.
Is that a HIPAA violation?
Do your research. That's between me and my family. Do your
right.
research.
Hey, this is a health issue that I'd like to keep between me and my family.
Me, my family, and Lamar Jackson.
It's a personal decision that I would really like you all to respect.
Well, let me tell you something. Here's my personal decision. My personal decision is this. I've got it. I've got a positive test. But here's the message that I want to continue to put out for everybody. 1, if you are vaccinated, you can get through this, as I am, as Rich Eisen has, as my friend Jacob Ullman, who is an executive at Fox Sports, has. These are people who have shared their experiences on social media. I want to share my experience as well. Okay. Started off as a little cough, feels like a common cold. Yeah, I've had some fever. I've nothing crazy, like 100.6 was the highest I think it ever got to. Little fever, occasional chill, little bit of a cough, some sniffles, but generally speaking, I'm able to work every day. And by the way, part of it's ego, because how could I let Alex pre-vaccination
show you
work, show me up? I can't have it. I can't have it. I mean, he'll just look at me and go, you got to be kidding me. You're vaccinated and you can't work? because you got a little sniffly, runny nose. What is wrong with you, man?
Grow
Yeah,
up.
the way I look at it, this thing is, we're a mobile show now. Even if you did end up in the hospital, like there's internet at the hospital.
Real good internet actually at the hospital.
Yeah.
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 So even if I'm hospitalized, there's really no excuse to miss work, is there?
No.
Well, listen,
Not
we're
the
not a
show.
show that calls in sick. I mean, if
Right.
everybody knew what was happening behind the scenes right now, like you'd be surprised that we're all still here. So
Also very
we're
true.
we're not a show that calls in sick. That's
Right.
just the way it
Right.
is.
The show must go on. That's all there is to it.
This show, our viewers have seen how much I have to like make excuses for me to even take a freaking vacation.
Right.
So to call in sick is just part of the the 10 deadly sins here.
Right. Totally unacceptable. The only time I ever miss is either A, scheduled vacation, or B, on the rare occasion that I lose my voice. It's happened. And at that point, you don't want to hear me do this. So I'm telling you right now, we don't miss. We just grind, you know?
Right.
And the thing I just want to say, though, is this. I was reading an article this morning that, and my stats might not be 100% accurate, but I think they're pretty close based on my memory.
Browner stats.
Yeah, right. Hospitalizations in San Diego, Orange County, and Los Angeles have doubled since the latter part of July. I want to say like July 30th or 31st. So hospitalizations have doubled. Of the COVID patients that are hospitalized in Southern California hospitals today, 90% of those that are hospitalized are unvaccinated. If that data doesn't resonate with you, if you're unvaccinated, if that data doesn't resonate with you, then don't get vaccinated, but just know the likelihood is it's coming your way. I read a quote from a doctor that said, if you don't get vaccinated, you're just waiting to get COVID. And that's how I see it as well. And even yesterday, I got a text from Paul Rudy from KUSI kind of taunting me a little bit. Like, hey, you went on KUSI, you told all these NFL players they should retire if they don't want to get vaccinated. And here you are, smart guy, and you've got a breakthrough COVID case. Yes, I do.
He spiked the ball on you?
Well, he did. He kind of like spun the ball in the end zone and like did a dance in front of me. You know,
that's a no-no.
Right? He kind of
no-no.
He kind of taunted me. You know,
no, that's a no-no in the NFL now. You can't do that.
In fact, NFL referees this year are going to enforce taunting penalties.
Right.
You know
what? What's taunting at this point in football?
Tyreek Hill's a peace sign when he runs right by you.
Wow.
Yeah, basically, refs have been told to really incorporate the no fun league motto.
Like, wow, it's a sport to be watched for entertainment. That's entertainment. Tyreek Hill is signed a shoe deal, and part of that advertising is him doing that. The game, John Madden, he can do that in the game. Like, come on, y'all, for real. For real, Juju Smith-Schuster can do those weird dances. I don't know, man.
I'm just telling you, dude. I'm telling you, the NFL and the referees are told this year to enforce a no taunting penalty.
To strictly enforce.
Right. And if you're going to taunt, you're going to get penalized.
So if you get a sack and you beat your chest, you getting a flag?
If you beat it at somebody.
I mean, you sacked the guy, you beating it at him. You sacked him. You beating it at the
you gotta
line.
I think if you go like 5 yards away from the guy and then beat your chest towards your own sideline.
I feel like Cole Beasley right now. What's going on?
Yeah. What does Cole Beasley have to do with anything?
Because he thinks that he's right and everybody else is wrong.
Well, Cole Beasley better hope that he has such a great training camp and such a great preseason and is such a valuable part of the Buffalo Bills that they're like, you know what? He's so good, we can't live without him, and we'll live with the risk that he brings to our locker room every day. He ain't Lamar Jackson, and he ain't Kirk Cousins. He's just a middle-of-the-road NFL wide receiver. He ain't a Hall of Famer. He ain't a superstar. He's just a good, solid NFL wide receiver who is completely anti-vax.
Tomorrow, I've had this hit list to get to about this cop and this field testing pass-out thing. I can't get to it because so many things keep happening. I can't wait to get you Mr. Trubisky because you said the Buffalo Bills, and now I can't wait to get to Mr. Trubisky tomorrow, man.
Okay, all right, we'll wait for the hit list tomorrow. All right, we will. All right, listen, I want to say before we get into all of the baseball-related stuff, I want to tell you about one of our great sponsors here on the Kaplan and Crew show. But wait, because my mind will just move too quickly and I won't be able to catch up. just as far as these breakthrough cases, one more time. I have a friend of mine who's a musician, and
Eddie Vedder.
gosh, I wish Eddie Vedder was a friend of mine. I
Yeah.
really do, because then I could go see Pearl Jam and I could go backstage, and it would be really what I'd like to do. But I have this friend of mine who's a musician, and he texted me this morning. He's like, "Hey, I saw that you have a COVID breakthrough case." He said, "Well, guess what, man? I was just in Nashville, Tennessee. I just flew back to San Diego. I didn't feel 100%. I went and got a test. Boom, I've got a breakthrough case too." Here's the point. Those of us who are vaccinated and living mask free and living that vaccinated lifestyle, we are exposed, man. We are exposed. And by the way, it could be somebody who's vaccinated who has it and doesn't even know it. And they're the ones who give it to us. It is absolutely a real possibility. But again, the data says that the people who are hospitalized with COVID, 90% of these people are unvaccinated. And to me, what I'd like to do is serve as a public service announcement and say to everybody else who's listening and watching, dude, get your vaccine. I'm not a doctor. I don't know jack squat about any of this stuff. I know nothing about the science, but here's what I do know. I took my kids to the doctors every year to get their vaccines for whatever else doctors tell me to vaccinate them for. I don't even know what it is. Chicken pox, measles, mumps, croup, or whatever it is. Tetanus shots. I have no idea. I listen to the doctors. My doctors told me, get the vaccination. I did. And thank goodness I did, because I can live with a sniffle and a cough and an occasional fever and a bellyache every now and again, a headache perhaps, but it's not in my chest, and I'm not in a hospital on a ventilator. So that's really why I'm sharing this with everybody. I could have kept this completely quiet. I didn't have to tell everybody my personal business, you know, but I did. Even this morning, I was supposed to go get my oil changed in my car, and I thought to myself, well, I can drive down to my place, wear a mask, walk in, drop off the keys. And then I thought, what kind of a selfish jerk are you? You touched your keys. The mechanic gets in your car to drive your car. You walk into the office. Like, why would I do that? Not to mention, I'm blabbing my fat mouth all over the radio and TV and YouTube. It's not like people aren't going to know. So, look, it's out there. It's real. I'm dealing with it. I just encourage everybody to get vaccinated. All right, let me turn my attentions to what happened last night in baseball. This is not about the Padres and them playing earlier in the afternoon, but the numbers and the stats and what happened last night, and some of the highlights of what happened last night. Before I get there, I want to remind everybody, Corky's Pest Control, 1-800-901-1102 for Cork. You see his television commercials. He's reminding you, you may not remember my phone number, but you will remember my name, Corky's Pest Control. But you don't even need the pest control part. Go on to Google, put in Corky's. That will take you directly to Corky's Pest Control. Okay. So I told you about my mice problem. Not only did Corky get rid of the mice by setting traps and dissuading them to come around, but then what he did is he closed off all the little entry points that the mice were using to get in. I didn't know that he did that. I thought he set traps and then I was going to have to call some contractor or somebody to come fix all this. No, we do that. So listen, they're full service. When it comes to termite fumigation, there's so many different ways to get rid of termites. Sometimes you got to tent your house and get out of the way. But sometimes it's just heat treatment, organic heat treatment, attic-related treatment. There's lots of different ideas and concepts and ways to get rid of termites. So look, you have pest control issues, Corky has pest control answers. You call them or just Google the word Corky's. With that phone number, we all know it. Call 1-800-901-1102.
Corky's Blurry Vision.
All right. Thank you, Browner.
Your connection needs a vaccine.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Let me try.
All
Let
right.
me try some things.
Let me talk to you guys about what happened last night in baseball, because the Padres game. Goodness, man. How long was that game? Seriously, how long was that game?
I don't know how long exactly, but it was definitely over at about 11 p.m. So
Okay.
almost 4 hours.
Yeah, dude. I was with my girlfriend last night because we're sick together and we're gonna get through COVID together. And we're watching the game, and it's relatively early in the game. It's probably like the third inning or so. And she said, "Can we watch something else, please?" And here's what she said. She was, "By the time we get done watching anything else, could be a 2-hour movie, this game is still going to be going on." I said, "You know what? You're right. You're right." So I said, "All right, let's watch something else." So I think the score was 3-2 at the time. in favor of the Marlins, right? So we turn on Netflix and we decide to watch a show called The Morning Show. Anybody ever hear of this?
Yes, I told you to watch it.
Have you? Okay,
That's on Netflix. I thought that was on
No, it's
Apple
Apple
TV.
TV.
It's Apple TV. My bad. In fact, I went to Netflix looking for it, couldn't find it, had to go onto Google and ask Google, is The Morning Show on
Netflix.
Morning
it's
Show with Jennifer Aniston and Steve Carell.
and Reese Witherspoon?
Correct. Yeah, that's and Billy Crudup. That is Apple TV.
Okay, who you said Billy who?
Billy Crudup, I think. is
You
how
could
you
have
say it.
left him out, bro.
I don't know who that is. Yeah, I don't
After
know
Reese
who that is.
Witherspoon, you could have left him out.
I don't even know what character he plays.
Does it
The
matter?
TV exec.
Oh, really? I wouldn't have known who he was. Like I didn't know anybody other than
I
those
just
three.
thought people because Almost Famous, Dr. Manhattan.
No.
Yeah, I didn't
No
notice.
Nope.
I didn't recognize.
Nope.
So
Sorry that you guys watched Legally Blonde. My bad.
yeah,
Us
Or-
and
or
100 million
Friends.
other people.
Yeah, or 40-year-old virgin, So anyway, so we decide to watch The Morning Show. It's a 1-hour episode, the first episode. I'm hooked. I'm already in. I'll watch the entire series.
Knew
Did
you
you watch
would
it,
be.
Alex?
Yeah, I told you to watch it because I knew you would be super into it. It's
Yeah.
basically the story of Matt Lauer.
Yeah,
Like that's basically what it is. It's a fictionalized version of Matt Lauer.
yeah. And I've only watched the first episode, but my girlfriend was exactly right on. We can go away from the Padres game in the third inning, watch a 2-hour movie, and still come back to the Padres game, and this thing will still be going on. We got done watching the first episode of The Morning Show, went back to the Padres game. It was 5-5.
Mm-hmm.
It was the 7th inning.
Ugh.
Dude, look, I mean, I was
3 hours
pretty,
and 24 minutes.
okay. I was pretty fatigued by that time. I will
that
tell you
long.
that one of the things about COVID is because I'm expending a lot of energy as the day goes on. And so by the end of the night, by 9:30, 10 o'clock last night, dude, I was wiped. 5-5, 7th inning, passed out. Don't know what happened. I read about it this morning, but don't know what happened thereafter. Did you stay up and
Ostanola
watch the whole
happened.
game? Yeah, tell me what happened.
Ostanola hit a go-ahead RBI in the 7th. Mark Melancon came in the 8th because Drew Pomeranz left the game with more forearm tightness, so he's probably going to hit the IL again. Mark Melancon had a 4-out save. Mark Melancon, even in the 9th, got a sacrifice bunt. I think the first of his career.
Yeah.
It was just a great win, man, because the Padres went down 3-0 in the first. They went down again later. They just kept coming back because of guys like Nola, guys like Hosmer Machado who continued to be hot. It was a very good game to watch because when you have a scheduled bullpen day, we know we love those around here, but when you have a scheduled bullpen day because you have no starting pitching because Paddock's on the injured list, I mean, you were going to expect a long game. Lots of inning pitches, lots of pitching changes, excuse me. So that's what you missed. An Ostanola go-ahead hit.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you have to do a bullpen day. Just bring up one of these guys, not Mackenzie Gore. Sorry, Drew Rosenhaus. Bring
What
up
does Drew
some
Rosenhaus have to do with
Who's
anything?
that? Who he played for?
What does
You know
Drew
who I'm talking
Rosenhaus have to
about.
do with anything?
the agent.
Drew Rosenhaus, the football agent,
T.O.'s
no,
agent?
The other guy.
the other football agent, Tom Condon,
No. Baseball.
Lee Steinberg.
The one who be messing up everybody's contracts.
Oh, yeah, Scott Boras. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait a
That
second,
guy.
You just called Scott Boras Drew Rosenhaus
And they look the same.
with so much
No,
confidence.
they
They don't look anything
don't.
alike. They don't look anything
Nothing
alike.
alike.
Are you
Well,
sure?
all white people
Yes.
look the same, really, in the way I see things.
Are you sure about this?
Drew Rosenhaus, like a dark-haired, small individual. Like Scott Boras got like gray hair now, I think. They look nothing alike.
I love the way you said it, though, like with so much confidence. Sorry, Drew Rosenhaus. Like we
Right.
were all just going to let that slide by and all understand that you meant Scott Boras. You are the worst.
I thought you would have known I meant the other guy. What's his name again?
Scott Boras?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all should have known that's who I was talking about.
Right, of course. My high school
Right,
football
everybody
coach,
knew who you were talking about. Yeah.
My high school
Right.
football coach used to always say, do what I mean, not what I say. So
Okay.
in this instance, we're all supposed to read the mind of Browner.
I just think that they should just bring up somebody to throw 6 innings, man. Like it can't be that hard to find a guy to throw 6 innings that's not a rookie.
Clearly, it's hard to find a guy that pitches 6 innings. Their starters are barely doing it. We're throwing parades because Yu Darvish did it the other day and Blake Snell did it. What do you mean it's not that easy? It's not that
I
hard.
just think it's worse for a bullpen to do that than for them to just have a guy come up and throw 6 innings no matter what.
It's difficult for your bullpen to do that because today you had Ryan Weathers pitching, which we know he doesn't go that long. But all I'm saying is, like, it's
7
not like
innings tonight.
if
7
it
innings.
was that easy to get a starter to come up and do 6 innings, they do it every day. It's not that easy.
Ryan Weathers, 6 innings, 7 innings tonight. 7 innings.
The game was played at 1:00 earlier today, so
I'm telling you what he did.
Drew Rosenhaus.
get out of here.
What?
I'm telling you what he did. Get out of here.
You didn't see that? You didn't see him do 7 innings today?
Get out of here.
Y'all some haters, dog. Y'all some haters.
I guess so.
Drew Rosenhaus.
Me and Drew Rosenhaus are haters?
Yeah.
Do I do wild card watch in the last minute we have here?
Yeah. All right. So look, the Padres did come back and win last night, and that gets us to wild card watch. There you go.
There you go.
Alex?
Dodgers also won yesterday. They beat the Phillies, so they have a 3-game lead. Stays the same with the Padres, but the Reds lose again. It's back-to-back losses. They now have a 4.5 game lead over the Reds.
Yeah. I do want to actually talk about a bunch of other stuff that happened. This is last night because the Dodgers did win. The Giants did win. The Giants win was crazy. The Dodgers, everybody's talking about Trey Turner in this slide home, which he blew off as like no big deal. But I looked at it and it was like a dancer. It was so graceful. I'll get to that. Plus a bunch of NFL news on the way, including the first episode of Hard Knocks on HBO. I want to get there. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. Stick around.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Southern California radio is a special game, a unique game from the sandy beaches of the Baja and all the way to Santa Barbara. My voice sounds pretty cool. The all-new and mightier 1090.
Live soccer is back. Watch Orange County Soccer Club, OC's highest level of professional soccer, live on your view. Watch Orange County SC take on the Tacoma Defiance Wednesday, August 18th at 7. Watch world-class players and future stars. Transform your summer with the new family game night and outdoor fun all season long. Live soccer is back. Orange County versus the Tacoma Defiance, Wednesday, August 18th at 7 on your view.
At La Jolla Cosmetic, we try to help people achieve well-being. And we feel that it's not only important to look good, but also feel good inside. And honestly, what a better opportunity to help my community than being a supporter of an organization such as Las Patronas.
The mission of Las Patronas is to provide financial assistance to local nonprofits that are providing valuable community services in the areas of health, education, social services, and cultural arts. La Jolla Cosmetic has been one of our biggest supporters at Las Patronas, so we couldn't do what we do without their support.
You feel the need and you see the need because we go to visit each grant applicant.
Partnering with groups that are actually dedicated to help your community, it's the best thing that you can do as a responsible business.
Let's take it up a notch with Kaplan and Crew tonight's Premium Boost, powered by the mightier 1090.
When it comes to buying an electric car, there's a couple things to keep in mind. Electric cars, for the most part, they work like a normal gasoline-powered car, but they do feel slightly different. So going for a test drive in an electric car is super important before you make that final decision. But in addition to that, there's a few things to balance. You're going to have to balance price, range, and space. Most electric cars are smaller than, say, the average truck or SUV. So you have to consider those three things if you're serious about putting an electric car in your driveway. The first thing you have to do is be realistic about how you use your car. And I would advise this of people, even if they're buying a gasoline-powered car or a hybrid or whatever it is, figure out what your needs are, because there's no point in getting a car of any kind, then getting it home and finding out, oh my gosh, my dog won't fit, or my child booster seat is too hard to put in. So if you're serious about a certain kind of a car, whether it's electric or gas-powered, bring your stuff to the dealership and say, I need to really get my life into this car, and let's just see if that will work or not. That's one way of doing it. But also be realistic about how much you drive every day. If you drive 100+ miles each way every day, you're going to need something that can accommodate that. But if not, something maybe smaller or lesser could work for you. We have our list of best electric cars for 2021, and we picked 10 cars that we think are the best of the best. And the criteria we set for that is that the car had to have a plug. So we did not include hybrids other than plug-in hybrids. So there's two different kinds of hybrids: gasoline electric hybrids or a plug-in hybrid, which uses electricity part of the time. Our rules were the car has to have a plug and it has to be available within the next 6 months. So we came up with a list that have some, I think, really great cars. And if the average person were to drive them, I think they would agree.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's premium boost is powered by the mightier 1090.
Our massive signal covers an area where over 24 million people reside. So if you're listening or advertising on another station, we have only one question. Why? The new generation of radio, the all-new and mightier 1090.
Sometimes they say it might work, it might not work. And so I ask myself the question, like, why even get the vaccine if it can also harm you? For me, it's like taking a 50-50 chance.
Hi, Andrea. Some say that the vaccine is harmful or that it might not work, but that's not true. Millions of people have been vaccinated with no ill effects, and I can tell you that getting the vaccine is far safer than not getting it.
Welcome to the Jacobs & Cushman San Diego Food Bank and our 90,000 square foot facility. We feed 350,000 people every single month. Many people ask, how can I help? You can volunteer for the San Diego Food Bank. Just go to san-diegofoodbank.org, register to volunteer. No group is too small, no group is too large, but those volunteers are integral to our success in feeding the community. Another way you can help is by hosting a food drive. Just go online and register your group, your company, or organization. It's that easy. Another great way is through our virtual food drive, where you can literally buy food on our behalf. Lastly, another great way to make an impact is to go online and make a financial contribution to the San Diego or North County Food Bank. On behalf of the San Diego Food Bank, our staff, our volunteers, and the 350,000 people we serve every month, thank you for helping us fight hunger and feed hope in San Diego County.
Kaplan and Crew tonight presents Sports in a Minute.
UC Santa Barbara women's volleyball is getting set for their 2021 season. The Gauchos will kick things off at the Panther Invitational on August 27th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin against Illinois. Their Big West slate will begin in late September and will feature a program-high 20 conference matches. UCSB will get conference play started with UC San Diego, who is in their first year of Division I Big West play. A couple players to keep an eye on for the Gauchos this year. Junior setter Grace Kloss has developed into an offensive leader for UCSB. She is the only setter on the team this season who has experience with the Gauchos. Senior middle blocker Rowan Ennis is in her final season with UCSB. She set a few career highs in 2019 with 103 block assists and 18 solo blocks in 29 matches for the Gauchos. I'm Haley Stasiak. That's your Sports in a Minute. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
It's like the spirit of Greenwood is all over the place in Tulsa, North Tulsa specifically. It's like it's not just one location anymore.
This is the beginning. This is a launching pad. This is not something that we just did to come together just for this moment.
The Spirit of Greenwood is brought to you by Multicultural Health Foundation. The vaccine can protect us. Will you? Verify and trust.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 in your view, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
All right, great friends. It is Kaplan and Crew from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, broadcasting on the airwaves of the mightier 1090. So radio listeners throughout Southern California, happy to have you guys all along. We are on YouTube right now, and that means our YouTube chat is wide open, and there's a lot going on inside that YouTube chat. So much love to all the YouTubers out there. And again, when we've got a few hundred people in the YouTube chat and we've only got like 30 thumbs up, and there's usually 1 or 2 thumbs down, make sure you hit the thumbs up, comment down below, get involved. I don't know what the exact stats are, Alex, but I know we were pushing towards 2 million views on YouTube so far this year. So appreciate all you guys. Keep it coming. Glad to have you guys there. And tonight, for those of you that are watching on television on Channel 4 San Diego, Channel 4 Santa Barbara, and 118 in Palos Verdes in Orange County, this is all part of the Cox Your View network. I want to remind all the television viewers, you're only getting an hour of the show, but there's a lot more that you're missing. So if you're a TV viewer, when you're done, come on over to YouTube, youtube.com/Kaplan and Crew, and that's where you can get the full show. All right. I just want to remind everybody of that. All right, fellas. So we were talking about last night, the Padres with a really exciting win, and a win, which, by the way, they were down, then they came back, then they were down again, then they came back. This was all in a bullpen day. So really good, solid win for the Padres. Since I broke out the swag chain t-shirt on Saturday of last weekend at Petco Park, the Padres have not lost a game since. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct. But have you been wearing it every day? That is the question. Or did you just break it out once and that good juju just rubbed off?
Yes, because unlike last time when I wore it every day, remember I was out of town, I was on vacay, I was down in Florida, I was at the US Open at Torrey Pines. I had to wear that thing every day and post it on social media. This time around, I did a little bit of a different deal. I actually wore the swag chain t-shirt to the actual game at Petco Park. And I should send you this picture, Alex. Then what I did is I put a real swag chain on over my swag chain t-shirt. Speaking of swag chains, dude, have you guys seen the team from Hawaii in the Little League World Series? They've got the Aloha swag chain. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, they've got like a license plate that says Hawaii, and at the bottom of it, it says Aloha. And this kid from Hawaii, I don't know what kind of play he made. I'm not watching the World Series of Little League Baseball that closely this summer. But he comes into the dugout, they put the swag chain on him, and he's flipping it, and the license plate is spinning over and over again. The Padres, we talked about this, how they have become a national sensation, all because of Tatis. When it is filtering down to the Little League World Series and a team from Hawaii, that's when you know this stuff has really caught on, man. This is really cool.
It's next level stuff, and this is what I've been saying. This is why you got to keep them at shortstop.
Well, speaking of that, here you go. According to Scott's favorite Padres reporter, Kevin Acey.
Love Kevin Acey. Huge Kevin Acey fan.
Yes, we all know. The expectation is Fernando Tatis Jr. will be activated in Arizona, where they play the next 4 games after today.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it is as an outfielder is still not decided. Today, he walked on the field with 2 gloves. Will work in the outfield, take some grounders. He could easily resume playing shortstop.
Yeah. Listen, I'll say this. I like the idea, Alex, that you presented, which was get him on the field regardless of where he has to play. I also very much like the case that you've built, Browner, which is he's a shortstop, put him back at shortstop. I have no issue with either of the cases that you guys have built. I will say this, though. If I had to just take a guess, which position I think is what I'll call more dangerous to a player that's very fragile right now, honestly, I think center field's the more dangerous position.
Well, it would be right. That's the new report. It would be right field, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he's been practicing a lot. So, another point about this whole thing that I think we're forgetting is who he would be replacing. So yesterday I presented to you guys the numbers that Eric Hosmer's done since the All-Star break. You can laugh or take them as serious as you want.
What do you mean
Adam
fabricated?
Frazier.
Those are the actual real numbers.
He massaged them things. He massaged them.
No
numbers.
massaging.
It's
no
the
massaging.
numbers since the All-Star break. It's
By
just
the way,
the fact
for
since the All-Star break.
for somebody who's Mr. Padre and you're trying to kick me and Alex off the parade and you've taken total ownership of the Padres, okay? To be downing on Eric Hosmer when he's actually performing, man, that doesn't seem like a very pro Padre thing to do. In fact, you know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like L.A. Brown is coming out. It sounds like Mr. Charger fan is coming out. It sounds like a Padre hater to me. That's just the way I hear it.
First of all, bolt up. Second of all,
Yeah.
how dare you criticize me in that manner?
I'm not criticizing you. I'm just telling you what I hear.
Listen, all I did was call it like I saw it. Y'all was abandoning ship. Okay? And so we kept
This is the same guy that told us yesterday the Dodgers are going to win the NL West.
statistically. Look,
You already said the Padres can't win the World Series either. You jumped off the wagon too.
Massaging statistics.
You have literally said on the show that when the Dodgers not got Scherzer, when the Dodgers got Trey Turner, that eliminated the Padres from winning. You said that.
The division. Yeah, I said that. I'm not backing off that, but that don't give us a chance to not win the World Series. We are a playoff team, okay? I'm not the one scared of the Reds. Oh, the Reds are 2 games back. What are we going to do? That's y'all. That ain't me. I ain't even looking at the Reds. As far as I'm concerned, the Reds ain't the thing. They could be the blues, the greens, the purples, the teals. Don't matter to me.
The teals.
Whatever.
Nice.
Okay? What I'm focused on is in front of me, okay? Getting in that wild card game.
Yeah.
Playing the Dodgers, playing the Giants. That's what I'm focused on. That's what we all should be focused on.
Well, to get there, you're going to try and put an optimal lineup out on the field, which I'm going back to the point because there's no arguing with you.
Y'all took the turn. I mean,
yeah, Scott took the turn. I'm just saying.
L.A. Brown.
When
See this right here, look at it. What's this say on my shirt right here? See that right there? SD.
Come on, bro. That's promotional gear. You got that for free. Don't wear that out.
Right. No, this is. What do you mean? Don't wear this out. This thing is hot. Alex, don't you want one of these things?
I already text a certain FTC to get one.
That's promotional gear. That's what people wear when they fight at the game. Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
no shirt on under there.
No, I do have a shirt on under here. You want to see it? There it is.
That was a V-neck, so that's just like not wearing a shirt.
What do you mean? V-necks are cool. V-necks are really cool.
According to who?
Well, according to people who have chests. You see, so for me, it's cool. For you, it doesn't work. I got
a chest.
No,
I don't want no damn V-neck.
You ain't got no chest.
How many V-necks you be wearing?
I got one.
Yeah.
How often do you wear it? You use it to clean a car?
No, I bought it for Cabo because I wanted to expose my chest hair in Cabo.
Yeah. By the way, I saw Rob Pelinka yesterday at that press conference for Russell Westbrook. He was wearing a suit with a V-neck T-shirt. I'm adopting that look.
First of all, Rob Pelinka's a weasel.
Why is that?
I ain't got no time for him. He's a weasel.
Why?
I don't trust him. Magic don't trust him, so I don't trust him.
Oh, all right. All right. Anyway, where were we, Alex? Get us back on track before Brown takes us off track.
I don't know. I forgot.
All right. Here's the deal.
No, I'm just kidding.
Tatis.
All I'm saying is, if you want an optimal lineup, who would you rather bench right now? A Tommy Pham, Will Myers, or an Eric Hosmer at the moment?
You asking me, or are you asking just a general question?
You can bench Tommy Pham for the rest of the season. He's not a leadoff hitter. I don't know why they keep putting him there. He's hitting 240. Like I'm not crying over any outfielder getting benched.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What is Eric Hosmer hitting today? Please tell
280.
me. Okay, a month ago he was 80. He was hitting 180.
That's cute, but on the season he's hitting 280.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So Tommy Pham batting 240, 250?
240.
Couple weeks he could be up to 280. Give me Tommy Pham, bro.
But he's not right now.
Listen,
but he's not right now. I'm talking about right now.
I like the
You
toughness
keep talking
in the
about
lineup.
the future. In the future, the Giants are going to
now.
fall.
No, he likes to talk about the
Dodgers are
past too.
Oh my goodness, man! I'm just talking about right now.
Me too.
Look,
Tommy Pham Pham is in 240 right now.
I don't know no Tommy Ham.
Tommy Pham is hitting 240 right now. You're talking about in a month he'll be hitting 280. Not if he gets benched.
Look, if you want to go with Eric Hosmer, bro, more power to you. I would rather have Tommy Pham on the field. Tommy Pham is a tougher player, more mentally prepared to handle the ups and downs of a long
Actually,
baseball season.
that's pretty soft compared to he can't handle any of the trash talk. He starts complaining to media members,
crying about it. Oh my God, they're saying terrible things to me. By the way, every time he strikes out, you ever see him strike out? The angry look on his face, like, how dare they strike me out? Like
that's personal frustration, sir. It's called competitiveness. You know what y'all y'all are easily forgetting something real simple. Eric Hosmer can't even handle questions from the media, bruh. Softball questions.
Yeah, he
But
says
he's performing on the field where it counts.
He
I'd
says
rather have my
dumbass things
player
like do better.
I'd rather have my player be
says
soft
that?
as hell in the media as long as he's performing on the field.
Who
And right now,
says
fam
that?
can't do either.
Who says that? Great, Browner. Do better, man.
A couple weeks ago, dog, Tommy Pham was the only one really doing something in this
Get
lineup.
out of here.
Now all of a sudden,
Tommy
Not
Pham.
right now.
Look, I think your point. Listen, Alex, I'll side with you on this one. Say this: you got to get Tatis on the field. You
That's
do.
all that matters.
Okay, but I will say,
that's true.
I'm going to say this to Browner. I'm with you, Browner. I'd rather have him play at shortstop. And if I had to take a guess as to which position I think is more dangerous for a guy who's already banged up, I think the outfield is the more dangerous position for him. One, he could run into a wall. Two, you never know when a guy who goes 110
padded.
miles an hour runs into another player. I mean, you just never know. I'd rather put Tatis back at shortstop. To me, that's where he belongs. That's what has made
Let me
the
ask you a
Padres.
question about running into other players.
Go ahead.
The biggest collision we've seen in the Padres season, where did it happen? Between the shortstop and the left fielder. So like it doesn't like the shortstop is everywhere. Like I cannot stress this enough. Tatis' shoulder can pop out climbing stairs. I don't care where he plays on the field. I genuinely do not care. Just get him back on the field. Everybody's like, oh, it's dangerous here. It's dangerous there.
Shortstop.
Just let it be anywhere. Who cares? Like I don't understand why people have opposition to it.
Bottom line.
As long as he's on the field.
He got to play. Tatis has got to play. Thankfully, the Padres have gone on this, what is now a 4-game winning streak, because this is what they needed to do. It's not that much, and here's the deal. Alex, you can put up the standings in the NL West, and the Padres still don't make it onto our chart. It's still a division that comes down to the Dodgers and the Giants. And by the way, you've got Mookie Betts on this slide for everybody to see that's watching on YouTube and on TV. For everybody that's listening, you've got Mookie Betts wearing his Dodger uniform, and you've got Buster Posey wearing his Giants uniform. And we've got the standings here where the Dodgers are 4 games back of the Giants, but Mookie Betts has just gone on the injured list. So again, if there's a moment where you could possibly catch up, Betts is on the injured list. Justin Turner is all of a sudden hurt and missing time. Clayton Kershaw is now going to miss time at least until September. So the Dodgers are dealing with what they've dealt with all season long, which is guys coming and going and injuries, guys in and out of the lineup. This is the time, we've talked about the schedule, where the Padres have a real chance to catch up, you know? All right, so let me just move on really quickly to what happened. This is going back to last night. The way the Giants won, they're in a tie ball game with Arizona. Alex, will you show everybody the video, and we'll hear the audio of what happened late in this game in a tie ball game between San Francisco and Arizona? Let's take a look.
Off the glove of Walker. The throw to first. Deep, and the ball game is over. Wade is in to score, and the Giants win it.
Giants win it 8-7. Bottom of the ninth, ball hit sharply to second base. Arizona's second baseman can't handle it, tries to make the throw to first. San Francisco's batter, I don't know who everybody was at the time.
Chris Bryant.
Oh, really? That was Chris Bryant?
Huh.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Could use him in right field.
Looks like Bryant was flying towards first and sliding towards first, like head first slide towards first, and can't make the throw. Runner comes in. Giants win in exciting fashion, 8-7. But the one play that everybody's talking about around Major League Baseball was Trey Turner last night for the Dodgers. His speed and his base running ability, I think that when he was with Washington, I didn't realize how good it was. But watching him slide into home last night so smoothly, and then people asking him about it after the game, like we were all fascinated by it, like, wow, what an athletic looking slide. And he's like, yeah, what's the big deal? I've been doing that since Little League. Not that big a deal. Show everybody this play, Alex.
Through the lights. That's an opposite field base hit for Will Smith. Turner's headed home. Here's the throw from Harper, not in time.
So smooth, so easy, slides in, has that big ski mitten on his left hand, touches home plate, and is able to stand up and turn around at the same, like all within the same movement. The Dodgers went to Philadelphia. The Phillies had won 8 straight games. They were on fire hot, and the Dodgers cooled them off. By the way, a lot of that happened during a rain delay because Philly's starting pitcher was looking pretty darn good.
Sucks.
Well, the rain delay was crazy, man. It was coming down in Philadelphia last night. So there
the
you have
Padres
it.
got rain delayed every single game they played in Philly. those 3 or 4 games. Every single game had a rain delay. I don't know how people. You want to talk about how long a game takes, Scott? Every game is over like at midnight over there because it rains every damn day.
I know. The East Coast during the summer, man, forget it. It's just so hot and humid, and it's bound to rain at some point. Did anybody get rain last night in San Diego? Did you guys get rained on?
My car looked like it got rained on.
Dude, mine too. I had no idea that it rained. I heard in the middle of the night, I actually saw a flash of lightning, and then I heard some thunder, and I was like, what the hell? And then I woke up this morning, my car was a mess from rain,
I
like
woke-
dirty and whatever.
I walked the dog this morning about 7 a.m. and it was already, according to my phone, it was already 72. And I walk out there, I'm like, oh, this is it. It rained. It was one of those muggy mornings.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
Hey, listen, I want to turn our attentions to some NFL football. And this is the big weekend. I say the big weekend, the opening weekend of the preseason. And I want to talk some NFL here in just a matter of moments. Before I do, a reminder to everybody who's a business owner out there that our friend Spencer Holt from HES Solar can help you save a lot of money with your business. Now, if you're driving around and you're listening on the radio, you're going, well, how's Spencer Holt going to help me? I'm a business owner. How's he going to help me save money? Spencer has helped so many businesses in San Diego by installing solar systems at their corporate headquarters or their facilities, whether it's a YMCA, a Boys and Girls Club, places that use a ton of electricity and then have massive SDG&E bills. Spencer is a specialist at helping companies save money by installing solar systems with HES Solar. These guys have been in business for 20 years. Look, if you are a business owner, you understand what it takes to be in business, let alone to be in business for 20 years. 20 years in business in San Diego means you're hyper successful. Why are they hyper successful? Because guys like Spencer can help your business save a lot of money. Okay. And when he comes and he shows you what you're spending on your SDG&E bill versus what you will be spending after installing a solar system from HES Solar, you're going to say to yourself, this is a complete no-brainer. Why didn't I do this a long time ago? How much money have I been wasting? Email Spencer. It's super easy. Do it on your own time. You don't have to call him. I'm not going to give you a phone number and try and hope that you remember it as you're driving down the road. For those of you that are watching, you'll be able to see it on the screen. Email Spencer on your time. Spencer at HESsolar.com. Spencer at HESsolar.com. And he can help your business save a ton of money. By the way, if you're a homeowner and you're going, well, what about me? He can help you too. All right. He can help you save money at home as well, but his expertise is really for business owners. Spencer at HESsolar.com. All right, guys, look, last night was the debut of Hard Knocks on HBO. And I don't know how many people actually watched it, but I watched it this morning. I had it DVR'd from last season. I love Hard Knocks. Alex, you must really love it. The fact that it's in your hometown of Oxnard, California, it's really cool, man. I loved the first episode, but I got to say, Mike McCarthy, the head coach of the Cowboys,
the Elvis impersonator,
do not love him. I mean, and I've known Mike for 30 years, but as the Cowboys coach, when you watch him and you hear him and you see him talk to Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, when you see him stand up in front of the team, like, I just don't buy it. I wonder if the players do. Did you see the one scene? By the way, did you guys watch this?
I've seen a couple of shots of it, of what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's interesting you have that take. So please finish. I want to hear the rest of it.
Well, I mean, when I watch Mike McCarthy stand in front of his team and he goes, hey, look, I've won a Super Bowl. You know, it's either a Super Bowl or it's a failure. No division title, no conference title. It's Super Bowl or it's nothing. It's a great thing to sell, you know, but I just am not sure how believable and how buyable he is. What do you guys think?
Dude, last year he was the same guy that had to have the team smash watermelons to get them ready for a game. So I think his motivational tactics are probably like way delayed. Like they showed clips of him showing Austin Powers in another movie, and I was like, what's the connection here? Yeah, I mean, listen, the guy got basically pushed out of Green Bay by Aaron Rodgers, right? That's no secret anymore.
Right.
I just think he has a real difficult time connecting with modern day players. I think
I don't.
Jerry Jones is going to figure that out too.
I don't think it's a modern day players he can connect with. I don't think he's a good coach. This idea that, he won a Super Bowl, so that makes him a good coach, I think that's laughable. Like, Tom Brady is a great football player. The Patriots are a great organization. Before them, Bill Belichick struggled. With them, he's been fantastic. Brian Billick was a good NFL head coach. When they won the Super Bowl, people were talking about Brian Billick like he was great. John Fox, a terrible head coach who made it to the Super Bowl and has done nothing since then. It depends on the players you have. These guys aren't scheme-driven. Andy Reid's got a scheme. The guy in San Francisco's got a scheme. What the Baltimore Ravens do now, that John Harbaugh, that's a good coach. They saw a player, they schemed their offense to this player, and now they're running. That's a good head coach. A lot of these guys are just cookie cutters riding the backs of the athletes who are out there actually doing the work.
All right, I'm going to totally disagree.
Most coaches.
Yeah, I'm going to totally disagree. You just named a bunch of guys, and then you gave Kyle Shanahan all this credit. He went to a Super Bowl, and he lost the Super Bowl. What's so great about him?
Right, but look what he did with the players. Matt Ryan, MVP year. Jimmy Garoppolo, great under Kyle Shanahan.
Really? Really? He was great under Kyle Shanahan? Really?
He's one throw away from the Super Bowl from keeping Patrick Mahomes 0-2. One throw, and now all of a sudden Jimmy Garoppolo's not good. I like Kyle Shanahan a lot. Kyle Shanahan does a lot with a little. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, let me tell you something. There's one scene, though, in Hard Knocks where Jerry Jones is on the phone with his trainer, and he's sitting there, and I don't know what he's eating. Is it like an Egg McMuffin? A McGriddle. I'm like, Jerry, aren't you like 80 years old? Shouldn't you be taking care of yourself? He's got a McDonald's McGriddle, and he's putting salt on it, So he's got this McGriddle. I'm like, Jerry, I won't eat that. What the hell is Jerry Jones doing there? So listen, I want to talk about Hard Knocks. There's another show called Malice at the Palace, which is a new series on Netflix. We want to watch that as well. Stick around. Burt Grossman's coming up.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Catch Kaplan and Crew Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. If you've listened to Scott Kaplan the last 20 years, you know one thing. He likes to stir up some shit. A new generation of radio. The all-new and mightier 1090.
It's like the spirit of Greenwood is all over the place in Tulsa, North Tulsa specifically. It's like it's not just one location anymore.
This is the beginning. This is a launching pad. This is not something that we just did to come together just for this moment.
The Spirit of Greenwood is brought to you by Multicultural Health Foundation. The vaccine can protect us. Will you? Verify and trust.
People often ask me, what is the Ronald McDonald House? We are a home away from home for families with a child in medical crisis. We opened our doors in 1980, and ever since then, our job has been to support families who have a child in the hospital. And those families often have kids who are very sick or perhaps injured. We're literally 5 minutes from the bedside here at the Ronald McDonald House. So if a mom and dad need to get to the bedside, they can get there very quickly. If it's possible to imagine a child in the hospital, you can begin to imagine the stress that a mom and dad are under when they're in there acting as partners in care for their child. Our job really is to give them a place where they can find some respite, some relaxation for a moment or two before they head back to the hospital. If you'd like to support the Ronald McDonald House, visit our website at rmhcsd.org. You can make a donation, you can learn how to volunteer, you can learn more about exactly the programs and services we provide. There's even a wish list there, so you can send or drop off the kinds of supplies we need here to care for families 24 hours a day, every day of the year.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
We're coming up to NFL preseason this weekend, and as training camp winds down, let's take a couple look at some notes with the Chargers. The wide receiver competition is probably the closest position battle for the Bolts. Head coach Brandon Staley said this group is the deepest receiving core he's been a part of in his 5 years in the NFL. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams have shown they mesh well with quarterback Justin Herbert throughout these 2 weeks of training camp. Another standout, Jalen Guyton. Guyton stepped up in 2020 and could be a solid third option for Herbert. The defense has adjusted well to the new scheme under Staley. A couple players to watch on the defense are linebackers Kenneth Murray and Drew Tranquill. The two have stood out at camp and will be pairing up in this new scheme. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Your View.
Rich Eisen here, inviting you to catch my show, The Rich Eisen Show, on our flagship radio station, the Mightier 1090. We're on every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to noon Pacific time. You'll like what you hear. If not, that's just, I guess, too bad.
A new generation of radio. The all-new and Mightier 1090.
Explore the Southwest lifestyle, the culture, the music, the food, y más. Join hosts J.R. Cardenas and Vanessa Ramirez on Su Vida. Enjoy the food, discover new artists, and fun things to do.
Watch Su Vida, Sunday night at 7 on Your View. Brought to you by Harrah's Resorts, Southern California. It's more than a place, it's a state of mind.
Love promise moments are part of the mission of what we do here at Subaru El Cajon. A love promise moment is when we as human beings deliver an experience beyond exceptional to any one of our guests, and then that guest's life is positively affected by that interaction. It's amazing to watch what happens when two human beings talk on that level and create something magical. And sometimes they drive away with a car, sometimes they don't, but we've had an impact on that person's life, and that's the magic. You know, our employees react to things like Make-A-Wish, Feeding San Diego, and the other groups we help by jumping in.
This year, through COVID, we were able to help a little girl out and got her a rather large scooter that she needed for mobility.
We gave up our Christmas party as employees, and we actually adopted a wish of a young girl here in El Cajon, and we gave her a 3-wheel scooter so she didn't have to use her wheelchair all the time. It gives me goosebumps even thinking about it.
Time now for Kaplan and Crew tonight's Community Connect.
Shelter to Soldiers selects dogs from shelters and rescue groups all throughout California. Our ideal candidate at Shelter to Soldier is 8 months to a year and a half old. They're confident in different environments. They have strong social drive. Another motivator like food or toy drive. And ultimately, these are dogs that want to have a job and that have a greater purpose to become a service dog. Currently, about 85% of our dogs pass their service dog training. But if they don't pass, they become a career change. We don't like to use the word failure around here. So career change to an emotional support animal, or if that doesn't work out, then they career change to a pet dog. Still finding a loving placement and purpose in life.
Casa de Amparo has been around since 1978, and now we're in the Twin Oaks Valley in San Marcos with a beautiful campus. We work with children and families who've experienced chronic trauma over their lifetime, and we're here to help heal that.
I always told myself, you know, seeing that my mother passed away through domestic violence, that I would never put myself in that position. And if it ever happened, like, I would leave. But it's easier said than done.
These are foster youth who are not able to manage in a foster home environment. My husband and I have been a part of the San Marcos community in our businesses since 1993.
One of the beautiful things about Kayleen, she started here at Casa de Amparo years ago when we were at the shelter with a church group.
How can we best give back is to volunteer our time.
Because without donors like Bassett, we would not be able to provide the services we provide.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Shelter to Soldiers selects dogs from shelters and rescue groups all throughout California. Our ideal candidate at Shelter to Soldier is 8 months to a year and a half old. They're confident in different environments. They have strong social drive, another motivator like food or toy drive. And ultimately, these are dogs that want to have a job and that have a greater purpose to become a service dog. Currently, about 85% of our dogs pass their service dog training. But But if they don't pass, they become a career change. We don't like to use the word failure around here. So career change to an emotional support animal, or if that doesn't work out, then they career change to a pet dog. Still finding a loving placement and purpose in life.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Game time.